Hey everybody, it is Karen Coffey and I am the founder of a company called Making Agents Wealthy. And I was just sitting here talking today with my video producer and my creative director. And we decided that we were just going to come live because what we're talking about is what's happening as we move forward. Guess what, guys? Markets are opening. Your market is opening. No, COVID-19 is not going away, but neither is real estate. So we were just chatting. What do we do as we move forward? And we thought it might be really important to talk to you guys. What kind of agent are you going to be as you move forward? Have you been the agent that kind of sat back and just let things happen and you're like, when this passes by, I'm going to do something. Now is the time to do something if you haven't already. What we found is that those agents that were really proactive during the pandemic are seeing the successes like crazy now, but it's not too late. You didn't miss the boat. But I will tell you, there are certain things that you have to have. So welcome, Brandy. Welcome, Sherry. Really good to have you.
Thanks.
Hey guys.
So, we were talking before we came on live here that, knowing that things are there's this pent-up demand that we're seeing. The markets are opening and it's going absolutely crazy. The agents that have done their numbers, they're like 6 new listings last month, where normally there's 600 or something like that. Just what is your opinion on how to move forward? Brandy, you're the video producer for my company, and Sherry, of course, you're the creative director, so of all social media platforms and databases and things like that. So I just wanted you guys to share some of the great stuff you were telling me with our audience. But what do you think is some of the most important things that people can do, Brandy, moving forward?
From a video standpoint, I think, during Corona, we were able to see that video was a thing. And what I,
The thing.
right?
Didn't have a choice.
Right. And really what I'm starting to see more of are agents that want to make videos about themselves. They want to make videos that are giving away tips. They want to do some of the more traditional videos in real estate to come back as we reopen. And I'm going to be honest, it's not a good idea.
No.
It's really not a good idea because, right at that point in time, you're just trying to build relationships, which I'm not going to say you shouldn't do. But what I am going to say is you need to start focusing on the results. We need to do more results-based videos as we start to reopen to let the world know that real estate is still happening.
Absolutely. So, when you say results oriented, results that they're getting even in the middle of a pandemic, even in the middle or the tail end of lockdown, that's what you're talking about?
Yes, absolutely. It could be something as simple as, giving a weekly update on how many new listings are in your community, or it could just be a testimonial of a
Even
client
better,
that you helped. Something
yeah,
along
what
those
happened?
lines. Yeah, the video is going to create a sense of reality around the situation.
Great. So Sherry, how about you? Again, you're on all social media platforms, and what do you think is what are some of the most important things that agents can do now as we reopen and this influx, pent-up demand starts flooding the market?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing, especially what Brandy was saying about that content, is also to be creative about it and to also know your audience and who you're talking to. So you have all of these different platforms that are at your fingertips to use for social media. You have Facebook, and then within Facebook, it's a business page, it's a community group, it's your personal page. You have Facebook stories, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of these different platforms that are free for you to use. You just have to use them effectively, and don't be generic. That's the biggest advice that I can give you. Know which audience you're talking to and put yourself on the other side of the screen. What did they want to hear? Not what you want to tell them, but what do they want and need to hear right now? They need value. They need to be educated. They need to know that you are resourceful, that you are showing up for your community right now, that it's not just, oh, woe is me and my business. How can I serve right now? How can I be there for my community? And you need to have a mix of content with that. whether it's a video, whether it's a great graphic, whether, you're sharing good article that's going on in your community, what's relevant and what's going to serve them.
Great. Yeah. A lot of agents are like, this came along and my business is dead. And, they're just like, were they just looking for an excuse? It's like, wait a minute. No, we totally found that business didn't die. And it's really coming back. But those people that's hung with it. So it sounds to me like what you guys are saying is if I will speak results, I will get the outcome that I'm looking for in my business. So I'm going to tell my audience, which is homeowners, the results that I'm having, the results that are out there. Is that right, Brandy? And then Sherry?
Yeah, absolutely. That is spot on. Now, what I'm going to say on top of that is, in order to have any of these types of videos or social media strategies work, and Sherry, obviously, I won't take that thunder from you. But in order to have either of these platforms work for you, you need to have systems and structure in place. I mean, you can't, if you ever heard me speak, I always talk about hitting and hoping, like when you play billiards. When I play billiards, I just hit the ball and hope another ball goes in. You cannot do that with video. You can't just make a video and hope that it works for you out there. You got to have a strategy behind it. And if you have systems and structure in your business, guess what? That strategy is totally going to work for you.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to be consistent and strategic with your marketing across the board. And it's as simple as blocking out an hour or two on whatever day serves your creative side the best. It doesn't have to be a Sunday at 2:00. It can be whatever works for you and your business and your time. Set some time apart to intentionally write out what your agenda is. Don't get overwhelmed. Whether it's, I'm going to sit down and map out my next week. Okay, great. Wonderful. Come up with 3 to 5 concepts that you can put out there, mix it up, make sure that it's not the same thing. You're not just posting over and over. You'll become blah in the feed. You want to make sure that your messages are clear and that, again, you're talking to your audience, not serving yourself.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. Time is now, and I know that you guys have been with me for some time, and you've seen our clients have success all across the board because of this consistency. But there's other things. Why do you think that our clients are finding so much success not during, but even now as we break out, I'm just going to say break out of what's been going on. Why do you think that they're having such success?
I mean, for me, I think, where I got to work very close with our clients during this global pandemic as far as video goes. And I think it was, they're having success because they do have those systems and those structures that I was alluding to before. And even for the ones that are learning them, they were able to change the way that they use video quickly, because they didn't have to worry about all the other stuff.
Within one day,
right.
We had the whole system for them to do that took people that got it, the pandemic was almost already over by the time a lot of agents got that training.
Right. Right. And it didn't matter when they picked it up. They could pick it up at the beginning or near, it's not ended, but near the reopening, we'll say.
Yes, reopening.
And it didn't matter. It was still working because of those systems and the structure that they had. If they want to focus more on building relationships with video, guess what? They could. If they wanted to focus more on building, I lost my words, but building. But no, if they want to focus on building relationships, they absolutely could. Or if they want to focus on results, they could, and they can. And that's what they're going to be doing moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. Why do you think, Sherry, they were?
It's so much easier to pivot, whether it be what's happening right now or whatever the next thing is, because it's always going to be something else. It's so much easier to pivot when you already have a strategy and a plan in place. You already know your meat and potatoes. You just need to know how to deliver it for what is happening right now. So it's extremely important that you're consistent, you're being relevant, relatable in your content, and that when you're building those relationships are what take you to leads and sales, word of mouth and referrals. So the business is there. It's not like it's going to be immediate, but you are setting your pipeline up for success when you're being consistent in that 24/7 billboard of social media, that you're being relevant. You're not that mall kiosk that nobody wants to make eye contact with. You're not delivering that type of vibe or that message. You're literally there as a peer, providing them a shoulder, providing them advice, guidance, whatever it is that you can serve them, to have that value, to have that integrity. It's just online.
Got it. Yeah. And I would say the reason why you said it, they had their meat and potatoes first, and then you just pivot based on what's happening in your outer circumstances. This isn't our first rodeo. We were back in 2008 and the downturn in the economy then. We're here now. And the thing is, this has not been near as bad financially for the country. And we're just hoping and praying it isn't. But, the meat and potatoes, one of the things that I think makes them so successful and has helped them be so successful during this time is the fact that they had all these different systems. A lot of people, if you're not in the program, you don't know, oh, is it online leads? Is it relationships? Is it social media? It's all of it. There is no stone that can't be, you have to unturn them all, or you're leaving thousands and thousands of dollars on the table. So I think that what allowed our agents to be very successful and have the results and the successes that they've had is having you guys as a support and the rest of our team, number one, having each other, but also having every system in place. So all they had to do was take it to video. All they had to do was take that message to social media. All they had to do was keep doing what they knew. And that's results oriented, having the structure. Quit talking about yourself, guys. And I'm just going to close it real quick because I know that we just kind of pushed the live button and I caught these guys off task. But it is about, stop talking about yourself. Stop talking about your 21-point marketing plan. Stop talking about how many IDX, websites you IDX feed to. Speak about what's important to your audience. And it's not you, believe it or not. I always say, stop selling real estate and start selling a result. Do it. If you want more tips like we're talking about today, there is the 5 steps our agents are taking to make as much as 100K in 100 days. And I would love for you to join me over there. It is a webinar that I do daily, and it is at KarenCoffey.com/making agents wealthy. Not poor, not poverty stricken, but making agents wealthy. And I hope to see you guys over there soon. All right. Thanks guys for joining me today. Thanks, Sherry and Brandy, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.